Another tough one for us tonight. Congrats to Clemson. They really, really shot the ball well in the first half. They're an older team, a mature team, and a good team. And they're a veteran team that has a lot of experience from a Sweet 16 team last year that has returned. If they're making shots like that, then they'll be very difficult to beat. I wasn't obviously pleased with our offense or defense, especially our defense in the first half. I thought our them making shots like that, I thought that really, really knocked us back even more. And their physicality, it looked a little bit looked a little bit like boys playing against men. I like how we fought in the second half. I thought we did some things a lot better. We played all zone. I thought that was a little bit more effective for us because we were more effective in it. The offense left something to be desired, but I thought we got some good looks when we moved the ball, and the ball didn't stick. And so, we have to keep fighting, keep getting better, keep working, keep teaching. We'll continue to do that, and we'll get back at it on Saturday.
Jeff, you've gotten down many times this year. I think that almost every time the team has found a way to fight back. How do you get them to bring that energy at that intensity at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, it's great question. Certainly, both times we played Clemson, that's been the thing. And I don't know what it is when we start a game. I think what happened today and at Clemson is that they made so many shots early, and we were dejected. I mean, when the kid banked the three at the end of the shot clock, you could see kind of our guys, your shoulders slump and things like that. And we're such an immature team that we allow that to affect everything. And then we miss a shot, and that affects the defense. We play decent defense, and they bank in a three, that affects the offense. And at times it takes us a while to get out of that. And that's one of the many areas we have to grow. You have to move on to the next play very quickly. Our sport is not a sport where, you huddle after every possession and you go back, or, there's in baseball however many seconds between a pitch and things like that where you have time where you can think about it and discuss. Our game is up and down, and so you have to be able to make adjustments in real time. And then the other thing you have to be able to do, and what the good teams and the good players do, is that you have convenient amnesia. You move on to the next play, and you forget about the past, and you concentrate on right now. And we've lost that. I think we've lost a little bit of confidence. Obviously, the losing does that to you. But we have to keep working and keep teaching, and we'll do that. And so it shows something that we are able to continue to fight when we get down, and we do fight. But it's not good that we, put ourselves, or we are in those situations where we get down like that.
You had touched on it some there, Jeff, but given some of your, I guess given how the game tonight went, I mean, how many of your team's problems right now go beyond fatigue and go beyond that wall we talked about?
I think it's fatigue and the wall. Obviously, it's confidence. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that we're dealing with. But no one's going to feel sorry for us. No team that we play certainly is going to feel sorry for us, and we can't use that as an excuse. We have to figure out a way to be better in these situations. Now, again, this is a good team we played, and a veteran team. I mean, if I'm not, I think they have 5 graduates, on their roster, and so it literally is boys playing against men. But there's some things, and I've said this from the beginning: the things that we can control, we have to do a better job of controlling those things. I thought we were doing that a little bit earlier in the season, and we've had some slippage there here recently, and so we have to keep working, keep grinding, keep teaching, and hopefully we can kind of get over the hump.
Jeff, with the 6 days off, I mean, what kind of impact do you feel like they had, and how much did it show itself, if at all, tonight?
I don't know. I mean, we didn't play well tonight, so obviously it had a negative impact. I mean, we didn't play well. I mean, that's the bottom line. I don't know if that had to do with the 6 days in between games. in between our last game or what. The bottom line is that we didn't play well, and we'll figure it out and try to be better next time we play.
Trey said that he felt like teams have made some adjustments to him, and that he's got to sort of adjust back. What are you kind of working with him, especially on offense right now?
Well, I think he's his inability to make a shot from the perimeter. I think Trey gets down on himself, and he wants to do well so bad, and he knows he's not playing well, and he's hard on himself. And so, that right there, teams aren't fouling as much. Earlier in the year when he was playing well, he was getting to the line a lot. They've made some adjustments. They don't press up on him maybe as much, give him a little bit more space. But, that's what happens. Like, you have 2 30-point games in your first 4 conference games. Teams are going to make an adjustment. You're going to become a highlighted guy in a scouting report. You're going to be 1 or 2. Probably at that time he was 1, and Xavier was 2, and teams were loading up on those 2 guys. And, if you look at it earlier, we were getting to the line a lot. And so teams have adjusted. They plug gaps on those 2 guys. They anytime they drive, it's more than just their defender. It's a secondary defender. Sometimes it's a third defender that's coming over, and they're trying to force us to kick it to guys and for guys to make shots. And at times I think they're playing the percentages, which is smart. And so again, it's not just like we have a lot of guys that have to play better, period. And we have to help encourage them to play better and continue to work with them so we can play better.
Jeff, with only 3 games left in the season, is the biggest jump this team is going to make will be after the season, when they get together and sort of...
No, because we don't know what our team is going to be after the season. So we're concentrating on right now. We're going to try to get better tomorrow. There were some things that we did today that were pretty good. Like Terrell Brown in the second half was pretty good. It was good to see him attack the basket. Now we hopefully can figure out how to turn on a switch so he can be that way all the time. If he finishes and goes up a little bit harder in the first half like he did in the second half, then maybe, it's a different game. I thought Aldis did some good things. I thought Malik, did some good things. And so, again, we're not looking for after the season. We're concentrating on right now. Since I've been here, that's been the thing. We're going to try to concentrate on each day and get better each day. And that's what we're going to try to do.
Jeff, with reclassifying becoming much more commonplace here over the past, 5, 6, 7 years, how much, if at all, does that change the way that a coach goes about recruiting or recruits or I guess evaluates players?
Yeah, I don't think it's just that. The landscape of college basketball has changed. The graduate transfer has changed it. There are a lot more transfers, period. There are kids that are able to transfer and get a waiver and play right away. And so how you look to identify talent and get talent is very different. Certainly reclassifying is something that some kids are doing, but a lot of kids are reclassifying in high school. They're getting help. And so, again, you just try to figure out, the best way, that, whatever your philosophy is to try to improve your program each year.
Jeff, does it take a certain type of guy or a certain type of personality to be able to make that kind of jump? And what in Trey and Aldis did you see, when you're considering adding them and them going that route?
We needed talent. Point blank, period. That was it. We needed talent, and we needed some guys that we felt like could come in here right away and play. And it was difficult from the sense that you didn't really get to evaluate them much. So I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say I didn't know those 2 kids. I didn't really know much about them. When I took the job, I heard about Trey. I heard about Aldis. I'd never seen those guys play. And I got tape on Trey. I never saw him play live. I got tape on him. I thought he was really good in the tape. I talked to some people that I trusted, and they talked about, how good he was. He had upside. I went down and met with him, and we took a gamble. We thought he'd be good, and he's been good. Aldis, I did have a chance to see him because he was out on the circuit in April. His thing wasn't for sure that he was going to reclassify. And when I saw him, I liked him. I thought he was tough. I thought he was competitive. I thought he won. I thought he just did things to win. since he's come here, he's had to play a little bit out of position. He's had to guard 4, so he's played against bigger guys, and I think he's done a good job for the season. And so, again, for us at that moment, we needed talent. We needed an influx of talent, and we got very fortunate that we were able to get those 3 high school kids to join our program. 2 of them traded and take an official visit before he committed. Xavier never took an official visit. And then Audis, in 3 hours on his official visit, he committed. And so we were fortunate. We got lucky. We were very fortunate, and it's worked out well for us. And we think those 3 guys, have a chance to be, a great part of the foundation that we're building.
Guys, what really didn't seem to be clicking offense material tonight?
We just came out flat. That's pretty much it.
We had talked over the previous week about how 6 days off, a full week of between games might help this team. Because Coach talked about how kind of hit a wall. There had been tired legs. Do you all feel like refreshed in anywhere? What do you feel like that flat start came from?
I mean, we took the week to focus on us as a team and individually. So, that's really not an excuse. We still have 6 days off for a game, so we should come refreshed. But, yeah, we just came out with no energy. We came out flat.
You had talked about using that time to kind of find yourself. What did you guys sort of get from that?
It's just we can't do ourselves a whole and expect an outcome like what we wanted after tonight. We can't. It's not possible. You have to fight for a full 40. You can't do 20.
What do you guys? There's been a number of times this season where you guys have got down, maybe not as many as tonight, but you got down by a big target, and then you're able to come back almost every time. What do you have to do to keep it from getting there? What do you have to do to bring that energy and the ability that allows you to come back from the beginning of the game?
It's just us, really. We just gotta. There's nothing really to say about it. We just gotta come out ready to play instead of waiting until we get down, like T said, and digging ourselves a hole.
Do you guys feel like this team, I guess from a confidence standpoint or from an energy standpoint, does it feel like y'all are deflated at all at this point in the season, especially being so late?
I wouldn't say so. I feel like we just kind of, like you said, hit a wall. And I feel like we do that in the first half. And, come halftime, guys are upset, feelings are, in the air, and then second half comes, we come out fighting, but we need to do that from the start. We can't do it down 20, down 25, down 15, because we cut to single digits, but they still have the lead. So, that is something that's over our heads, and we got to get it away.
What do you think needs to be done for that sort of sense of urgency and those quick starts to be able to actually come to fruition?
Try something new. Still got games left, so we just got to try something new, different approach, I guess. But, ultimately, we just have to work.
How much more frustrating is this streak getting the longer it goes on for you guys?
Losing's never fun, but, you got to find the fun in basketball, or it's never going to get good. So, we just kind of have to come together, I guess.
You started the conference play really hot, cooled off since then. Do you feel like teams are guarding you differently, doing something differently against you that maybe some adjustments have been made?
Yes, sir, I think so. But I don't know. I don't feel like it should stop me that much. I just feel like I should have made an adjustment as they made adjustments.
Terrell, is it tougher for you than younger guys maybe because you were here last year?
Yeah, much harder because I know we're a good team. I see us practice and stuff like that. I know we're better than what our record shows, and it's just we gotta do something. We gotta come together as a team. It's not just one person. It's a group. Not one person can win a game for us. So we all have to come ready, and we have to do something different.